Hello there. The title of our presentation is Combining Robotics, Amateur Radio, and Emergency Services. So, my name is Devlin Murray. Both of my parents were hams. My dad, K2FN, and my mom, N2WTQ. So it was rather inevitable that I would get my ham license. And I did when I was 12. And the year after, I went to a Girl Scout career day. And that was the day that I decided that I was going to be an engineer. And I have not looked back. When I got the opportunity, I went into the engineering class at the high school, which was Introduction to Engineering. And then that class was a prerequisite for Principles of Engineering, which was the robot class. And that was when I discovered FIRST. FIRST is a program, an organization that stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology, which is to get kids into STEM careers. The program that we went into was the FIRST Robotics competition, which is high school level. And there are teams all over the world doing really cool things. And real quick, just out of curiosity, can anyone raise their hand if they've been on a team or heard of a team, know of someone in a team?
Excellent.
Okay, quite a few people here. I have seen into both organizations really well, and there is a complete similarity in mindsets here that any ham would really like. So, and this was our coach, Dave Rader, who was amazing. For the FIRST robotics competition, teams are given 6 weeks from learning what you have to do to no more touching, you're done building. And as in their own words, they give us not enough time, not enough money, not enough experience, and we do it anyways because we don't know better. And these are robots we've had one that could reach 12 feet high, built by people who are still in algebra class. And this is an example of a game field one year. What they did was they kind of made a version of soccer, except it had 4 goals and 12 balls. They like to twist sports. And during robot season, all you do is eat, sleep, and breathe robots. I did the math. In 4 years at that high school, I had a school year in the shop. 7 hours a day, 180 days in that room. Because this program is completely astounding. And currently I want to be an industrial engineer, and I have built 4 robots before even applying to engineering school. And it's incredible, the opportunities. And the number of people in this that get together is so cool. There's a motto that everyone in FIRST lives by called gracious professionalism, which is where you respect everyone there, and the benefit for you is competing against others, not winning, but sharing the experience. So you have teams that are completely willing to just go and help someone else at competition. Oh, you broke a part here, take ours. You need some help, sure. And I have seen this mindset in hams too. I have never met a ham who does not want more hams, who will not talk your ear off if you seem like you have the slightest interest in it. And FIRST is the same way, the sharing, the working together. And also similar, both hams and people in FIRST are easy to spot in a crowd. and I would go with that is actually crazier than anything I've seen here so far. So our team was Team 219, Team Impact. And here's a picture of us with our robot. This is the year that we won a Xerox Creativity Award. And the white blob in the center of the picture, that is a car airbag that we mounted on the top of our robot so that it had the ability to flip over carefully without breaking any of the electronics. These are people who also build things out of whatever they have lying around. And laundry baskets. And here's me with my first robot. And I'd like to stress, though, that these are people who have no experience at all in anything. I had no idea that when I joined this class that I would come out a programmer. Didn't even occur to me, but now I'm fluent in 3 languages. And we learn how to do it the right way. And this is a bit of wiring that I think is a really cool picture because it shows that this was done by students. This was completely done by people who are still in high school, who have never had a college engineering class, who have not even necessarily gotten out of algebra class yet. And they are building awesome robots. And one of the particular challenges from 3 years ago is, along with a robot that was able to manipulate inner tubes, you could get bonus points by having a smaller robot on your robot that could be deployed to climb up a 10-foot pole and push the button on the top. And this was called a mini-bot. And of the 60 teams at competition, we were one of about only 5 or 6 who had a functioning mini-bot. And I have a picture of it here, and here as well, that it would grab onto the pole, and it would pretty much just walk itself up. And we were proud of ourselves on this, but I'd like you to keep that in mind. Just hold that in the corner of your head. And I'm going to transfer over to Chris here, and he's going to explain how we took what we did and applied it to a real-world situation. So, Chris?
Hi guys, my name is Chris Blackwood, Kilo Delta 2, Charlie X-Ray Charlie. I have been a ham since October in 2012, and I became a ham because I was interested in homebrewing and building things. And as I was watching Gary's presentation, it's pretty funny. It just sparked a lot of memories because that's what I like to do. I'd always play with Legos and stuff, and then one day I discovered the internet, and somehow I got into electronics, and then I started building transmitters. And all that was fun, but it kind of lacked one aspect, which I thought was really important, and that's that I didn't really have any other people to share my interest with. And when I found out about the first team at my school, it was great, and I joined it immediately, because now there were other people that had the same passion for building things that I did, and it was really great. And I also met a lot of other people through this program, including some other hams. Now, around the same time this happened, Hurricane Sandy also hit us, and it caused a ton of massive destruction, as we all know. And the FCC reported that 25% of cell phone towers were taken out by the storm. We had no communications. Many people were left without food and water, and in order to care for these people that didn't have the shelters because they were taken away by the storm, many people would create distribution centers for food and water. Now, where I'm from, in New Jersey, in Phillipsburg, we created a distribution center for water. And there's a need for effective communications to transfer all the traffic and coordinate who needs what needs to go where. But we soon noticed a problem because the hams that were there, they were using vehicle-mounted VHF antennas, and they were not able to get the range necessary, and they ended up needing to use relay stations. Now, as we were looking around the parking lots, we noticed something, and that's that there are these light poles everywhere. They're about 30 feet tall. And wouldn't it be great if you just put an antenna right at the top of that? There would be towers everywhere. And we were thinking about it, and well, how would you get the antenna up to the top of there? And then it hit us. Minibot, excuse me. And so what we created was the emergency antenna platform system to quickly deploy HF and VHF antennas. And we've been able to do that within a couple minutes as we've tested. And with this, you can bring communications to where it's needed quickly and effectively. Now, we had a few requirements for the project. As it had to carry antennas, it had to be able to carry about 10 pounds. We didn't want it to require tools because we wanted it to be very easy to use, very easy to set up. And we also wanted this project to be open source, where we would put the plans online so that anyone could build it. And we do have it on our website, if you'd like to check. Do we have that on our record? Yeah. Stop by at our booth if you'd like to see more information on that. But another requirement would be to work on most light poles. And we were examining a lot of different light poles, and it seems that they range from 9 to 3 inches from the taper. So we made the robot with spring tension, so it's able to accommodate many different poles. And it also had to be low cost, of course. Now, we applied some of the things we learned from the first program. We used the engineering design loop, where we identified the problem, we researched, and then we found solutions, and then eventually we created a prototype and we tested it until we have a final product which is working nicely. And here's some of our earlier tests. On the left here you can see, this is an earlier version. We had the antenna on the higher side, which we later found out to be not good. So we later moved it to the other side, see on the right, that's a later version. And we ended up with the final version. You pulled the video, where is it? We're here in the state of New Jersey. The name here is Chris. We are
Whiskey Charlie 2 Foxtrot Delta W4ZLU.
W4ZLU, is this correct?
That's QSL.
How you doing? The name here is Chris. We are currently testing an antenna. It's an emergency antenna. As part of the youth program, we're going to Dayton, Ohio for the Hamvention this year. We'll be going. And I'd like to thank, well, there were a lot of people that helped us with this project. There was Kevin Murray, K2FM. If you guys want to stand up, no. There's Robotics, K2PIX, Nick Moore, KC2VWI. And there were a plethora of other young people that helped us, now young hams. What, you want me to say your names?
Each and every one.
And finally, I'd like to thank Carol Perry for making this possible.
There we go.
Don't be under it. Oh. That's good, Chris. Quit while you're ahead. Ooh, it's okay.
Okay, we're going to let Jerry wants to feel it hands-on.
Oh, there you go.
This is Jerry Leary that I spoke with you about before from the Unseen Bean, and he wants to experience it by touching it. That's a picture.